Hello friends, I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, we are going down memory lane and looking back at my first year posting videos here on YouTube. I posted my first video back on January 3rd of last year, and so far it's been a fun and challenging learning experience. I know that my videos are not the best quality. And to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that I haven't seen more of an improvement when it comes to my filming and editing skills. But either way, I thank those of you that follow and watch my videos. I hope that even though they're not the best quality, that you still find them useful and helpful. So yeah, just thank you for watching and thank you for your support. So for this video, I'm just going to be showing you last year's DIYs, just so you can see how they've held up. I can let you know the things that worked, things I would do differently. So we'll just get started. So the first DIY video I posted to my channel was the paper picture holders. Now I don't have the exact one that I made in that video because I ended up using the paper for something else. But I do have this one that is from my wedding. So it's 4 years old. And as you can see, it's held up pretty well. The little gems have started to fall off. But I realized that these Dollarama sticky gems, the adhesive on these is not very good. So there is that, but the paper itself still looks good. I used scrapbooking paper. If you did want to put something on these to protect the paper, you could always use Mod Podge. You can either do a gloss or matte finish depending on your preference. But yeah, I highly recommend these. They're easy to make, inexpensive, and they do the job when it comes to, you know, displaying cards, pictures, signs. So yeah, I highly recommend these. My next DIY was my Mermaid fishbowl centerpiece, which is in my bathroom, and since it's made of glass, I didn't want to move it around. So I'll insert a video so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, that DIY is one of my all-time favorite that I've done so far. Not just because I really like the way it turned out and it has mermaids in it, but also because it's one of my most viewed videos. I think right now it's sitting at 17,000 views, which is pretty awesome. I never imagined any of my videos would get that many views. And none of my other videos even come close to that one. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's also one of my first videos to get a thumbs down. I think right now it has 30 thumbs downs, which at the time, I'm not gonna lie, kind of cut me deep. But now I get it. You know, it's not the best quality video. I think it's like the second or third video I ever filmed. I also glued glass together with hot glue, which is probably, you know, not the best way to do that. But yeah, I did go back eventually and re-glue all the pieces together with E6000 glue, which is like an industrial strength adhesive. You can get it at Michael's or even like hardware stores. So yeah, so that's the only thing that I changed and that I would highly suggest is that instead of hot glue that you use the E6000 glue. So yeah. The next DIY is my Lush Knot Wrap pillow, which is right here. This one has held up really well over time. It's all glued together, and I have it on my couch, so people do sit on it, they lay on it, and I have not had to re-glue any of the seams. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. The little gemstones I also glued with hot glue. And some of those have fallen off. So what I've done is the ones that have fallen off, I've gone back and glued with crazy glue. And that has seemed to do the job. They haven't fallen off since. So yeah, I'm really happy with these. I love the way they turned out. The decorative pillows, no sewing required. Next, Next DIY I don't have with me. I did give to a friend, but it is the canvas wall art tutorial. I again really like that DIY. I think it turned out really nice. I like that it had a little bit of movement. I did go back in and glue the little sticky gems with hot glue because, like I said, I realized that the Dollarama sticky gems, they just don't stick very well. Another thing that I would go back and change is that I would probably add a coat of Mod Podge to the cutout circles. I cut those out of cardstock, so yeah, I would just do a coat of Mod Podge just to protect the paper so it doesn't change color. So yeah, but other than that, another DIY that turned out pretty well. Next is the rolled paper roses. I'll show you some from my wedding. So again, these are 4 years old. I made these from cardstock, which is a heavier, thicker paper. You know, it's just sturdier, and yeah, it holds its shape a lot better. I would say if you want to protect these a little bit better, you could use a spray sealant. I've never used a spray sealant. I do want to try it this year. Hopefully I will get a chance to do that. But again, using cardstock paper to make paper flowers, I think it's the best way to go. It's just a thicker paper. So yeah, I really love these little flowers. I think they're really fun to make and they look nice too. The next one is the Kusudama origami paper flower. So here's one from my wedding. It's 4 years old. It looks really good. Still holding up its shape pretty well. The color's still pretty good. So yeah, there's that one. Next was my DIY bridal shower centerpiece. I don't have that one anymore. I kind of pulled it apart and used the pieces for other things. The only thing that I would suggest, you know, if you want it to kind of like hold its shape better, is to glue the sheets of paper into the corners. I'll insert a picture so you kind of know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so gluing the sheets of paper into the paper holders will just ensure that you know, everything stays together. Next is my floral Mickey ears. I ended up giving them to my niece because she kind of fell in love with them when she saw them. Yeah, those, I don't know that I would do anything differently. I hope that they're still holding up. I forgot to ask, but I used a lot of hot glue to make sure that everything was gonna hold up. So yeah. Next one is my makeup holder, which I have right here. So this one right here. So yeah, as you can see, I actually use this and it's held up pretty well. I spray painted this and the spray paint has held up pretty well. There is like a little scratches right there. I would suggest doing like a spray sealant. That was actually a suggestion that was suggested by a viewer, which I thank you. I will get my hands on some spray sealant and try it out just to see if it works at, you know, helping protect some of my DIYs. But yeah, overall, it still looks good and I use it, so yeah. My next DIY is my Floral Teapot centerpiece, which I have right here. And I have this out in our sunroom. And I actually used, what do you call, craft paint. And at the time when I was touching it, I think the paint was still wet. So I had mentioned in the video that I felt like I could just scratch the paint off. But now the paint is on here. Like, I would have to scratch pretty hard to get the paint off. And so yeah, so that's really surprising that that craft paint has held up so well. Yeah, no paint peeling or cracking. Yeah, I really love the way that this turned out. I don't know that I would change anything. Again, maybe I would just add like a spray of like some kind of sealant just to make sure that it's protected. But as you can see, it looks pretty good without it so far. So yeah. Next, what do I have next? Oh, my layered paper shadow box, which I display on my vanity here. This is holding up pretty well. I used craft paint to paint the shadow box because it was black. And as you can see, the paint is not chipping anywhere. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that craft paint. I think the trick is to just let it dry for a couple days, because once it's dry, it's on there. So yeah, that's what this one looks like. Really nice. Next is my framed skull, which is right here. I display this in my house because I feel like, you know, it has the skull, but I could still get away with it for like spring, you know, summer, even kind of winter because of the white. So yeah, as you can see, it still looks good. Flowers are all on there. Nothing's come off. So that's that one. Next up is my Mickey pillow. So this is kind of like my first bust. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, the paint has kind of cracked and peeled off everywhere on the back here. So yeah, so it looks like whatever they had used originally to like make the Mickey heads, I think it was like maybe like a iron-on type of image paint thing. I don't know, but yeah, that's what's peeling, and because I painted on top of that, it's just taking everything off. So yeah, so this was a bit of a fail. I guess the way they painted on the image just doesn't work for a pillow, you know, that's going to be sat on, you know, touched. So yeah, so I'm thinking of, you know, other DIYs that I could do for the Disney Store reusable bags. Because yeah, the pillow idea didn't really work out like I planned. So that's kind of a bummer, but it happens, and that's why I'm doing this, to let you guys know what worked, what didn't. Next up is my abstract art collab with my son. So let me just get that. So here it is. Very pretty. Yeah, so as you can see, this is still looking pretty good. You know, it's framed and behind glass, so it's pretty protected. So yeah, that's what that looks like. Next, and I think last, is my Christmas framed stag head, which is right here. So far, this is looking good. I still have it up because I feel like I can use it as winter decor. It's kind of, I don't know, to me it has winter vibes. And yeah, still looks pretty good, holding up pretty well. I did make some banners. I think I made one for fall and I did one for Christmas. The fall banner, I ended up throwing that away once I was done with it. I didn't really like the way it looked, and then when I was taking it down, it was just getting tangled and knotted, and so I gave up on it. The Christmas one, I tried to, you know, take it down nicely and put it away so it doesn't get tangled. So yeah, it's downstairs in the basement with the rest of the Christmas decor. So I'll have to let you know this year, once I take it out for Christmas, if it held up or if it fell apart. But yeah, that's it for my DIYs from last year. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, I'm pretty tired, so that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care and